Hello, my name is Asher Charno, and I am the features editor for the Schreiber Times, and welcome to our third episode. Episodes are posted weekly on Saturdays. Firstly, I hope everyone is well and staying healthy during these uncertain times and doing their part to stop the spread of the novel coronavirus. As the world struggles with this virus, many healthcare workers lack the personal protective equipment or PPE necessary to do their job safely. Equipment includes gloves, smocks, eye goggles, and most importantly, masks. Because the virus is airborne, masks are crucial for keeping workers safe. Today, I'm speaking with three sophomores who had an idea that would benefit our local doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers. Matt, Aggie, and Edwin have been very busy the past few weeks creating masks to donate to hospitals. Hey guys, how are you?
We're good.
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
I'm all right. Well, anyway, your story is really interesting, and I would love to ask you a few questions. So sounds good?
Sure.
Great, thank you. Okay. So where did the initial idea for to start producing masks come from? Like, whose idea was this?
Yep. So about a month ago, a guy from Washington State reached out to me and was asking if I could help him prototype some 3D printed masks. But after manufacturing them, I realized that a mask that was made by a 3D printer is a bit too rigid, porous, and had a bad fit. So I tried to research on a more effective form of PPE that I could make myself. And I stumbled upon the design from Joseph Prusa of a face shield. And I began manufacturing it as a test first. And I realized that it was really, really good at stopping any particles, water droplets, things like that from reaching your face. So instead of using goggles, right, a nurse or some other first responder could use a face shield as a barrier, either along with or as a replacement to goggles. And once I was making that, I reached out to Aggie and Edwin to begin scaling up the process.
Mm-hmm. I understand that you were initially 3D printing masks, and then you switched to resin pouring. So can you first talk about some of the difficulties with 3D printing masks and then talk about what you're doing now?
Aggie?
Okay, so we started with 3D printing face shields, but each shield took about 6 hours to print, limiting us to only 10 face shields per day. We decided to move away from 3D printing because this was not an option for us to start printing and producing face shields for healthcare workers. So we decided to use polyurethane casting, which basically is we take a mold, we make a mold out of silicone, and we pour polyurethane liquid into the mold, and eventually we get the face shield. So with this process, we were able to produce way more face shields in like a shorter amount of time. But with this production also came an increase in cost. So this is why we decided to create a GoFundMe campaign.
So what is the name of the GoFundMe campaign if someone wants to get involved or donate, or how's the best way to reach out to you guys?
So
Yeah.
you could
So the name of our GoFundMe campaign is Shield New York, and it should be one of the first results when you look it up on the GoFundMe page. And so if anybody wanted to go look at what we've done so far or donate, that would be how you could check us out.
And what hospitals are you talking to right now, and have you been in contact with?
So of a list of all of the different places that we've been in contact with, some of them we are still waiting approval for us to actually release their name. The first hospital that we donated to was St. John's Riverside Hospital. Mm-hmm. We've also donated to NYU and New York Presbyterian, various ICUs in the New York City and Long Island area, and LIJ Hospital, as well as the Sands Point Nursing Home and the Ronald McDonald House.
Cool. And how many times a week do you think you're in contact with them making donations, or?
So the people that we donate to it isn't always fixed. So we try to donate as much as possible, upwards of 4 times a week. So essentially every other day we're sending some out. And the amounts that we send out vary, but usually it ranges between 5 and 25 masks per institution.
Okay. And do you think, like, do you donate on like a weekly basis, or it just depends on how many you've made, I guess?
Well, it really depends on how many we've made, but also if we have somebody that comes out to us and says, "Hey, we're looking for face shields, and do you have like a certain amount that we'd be looking for?" And especially if we can fulfill it like immediately, we'll usually send it out either the same day or the day after. And if it's a much larger order and we don't have the inventory yet, we'll send it out either the next day or the next 2 days.
What else would you like to include, I guess? Because is there any piece of it that
Edwin?
So we do have some limitations that we're facing right now. And the main one that we have is the fact that our Amazon shipments, which is where we get most of our materials from, are pretty much delayed by a couple days because they're trying to focus on their attention on people who need other essential items. And we have ordered materials that are coming soon to produce about another 400 face shields, and we have enough supplies right now to produce a few more units, but we're working on a shipment-to-shipment basis, and we're burning through the materials we have currently pretty quickly.
But you have, with this GoFundMe page, you have enough resources to pay, right? It shouldn't be coming out of
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah.
So one of our limitations in the beginning was the fact that we realized that if we were going to change the process from 3D printing and also 3D printing to dump molding, and also at the scale we were trying to aim for, that we would need to outsource from the community because it would be way too much for us to actually finance through our own pockets.
Yeah. What kind of response have you gotten back from the hospitals? Like, they must be reaching out to you, thanking you. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, the response has been great. I mean, everybody that we've donated to, there's never been any like complications. Everybody that's received it, they've been happy and satisfied with the quality and the job that it's doing its job. So as long as we're able to keep up with that promise and make sure that what we're making is suitable for them to use. And we've actually gotten some compliments where the disposable shields that they had been using in the past were actually, they said that the ones that we made were more comfortable and more durable than the ones that they had gotten and were provided to them by other places and their own hospitals themselves.
So how does that feel, I guess? That must feel very rewarding for all of you.
Yeah, it feels great.
Yeah.
Really, impressive and kind thing you're doing. You see how this really makes communities come together and how people look to our generation, for help as well. It's really just an interesting thing. So anyway, thank you guys for speaking with me today. On behalf of the Schreiber Times and myself, I hope you stay safe and healthy and keep doing what you're doing. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, you too.